Hi, I'm Lee Muirhead.
And I'm Michael Croker, and this is Living Proof. Come with us as we discover why life gets better with age and how we can all be living proof.
And on today's show, Graham takes a step back in time and gets his Priscilla on.
Looking forward to that. And Stephen Fennick helps break down the misinformation and myths out there about tech and how we use it.
Plus, later in the show, Ange meets Ellen, a retired midwife who deserves some care and pampering of her own.
But first up, Carly is back to talk about all the wonderful people she's met this season. And despite encountering so many different issues, Carly shares some simple tips that everyone can use to stay healthy.
Wow, what a season we've had. Over the last 12 months, we have met so many people with different health and lifestyle problems, but we keep seeing the same thing over and over again. In episode 1, we met Sheila and George was worried about putting on a bit of extra weight, and we were able to get him on the scales and working towards losing some of that visceral fat that his doctor was a bit concerned about. When we spoke to Max and Sandra, they were worried about heart health, and again that common pattern where we're seeing people worried about visceral fat. So visceral fat is that fat around your midsection. Having a bit of fuel in the tank as you get older is really important for health, but you don't want that fat to accumulate around your organs and midsection. So we gave Max and Sandra tips to reduce their carbohydrate intake, increase their protein and vegetables so that they can feel good as they go into retirement. In episode 3, we met Heather. She also had a bit of extra visceral fat around her organs, and this was largely due to something called insulin resistance, which is a hormone that can cause havoc with your body and cause you to store fat. So when you try and cut down your foods and eat healthy, you're fighting against your own hormones. So with Heather, what we offered was to replace some of those high refined carbohydrate foods with things like protein and vegetables, which help reduce that insulin, reducing that visceral fat. We've had people with bone issues like osteoporosis and arthritis where they've had inflammation in their body. So in episode 2, we met Deanne. Now Deanne had osteoporosis, so was worried about eating calcium for bone health, but she had a lactose intolerance, so we had to give her some good tips to get calcium in without having those dairy products that gave her nasty symptoms. In episode 8, we spoke to Leslie. Now Leslie had arthritis, which is an inflammatory condition. So we gave her tips in her diet to reduce inflammation in her body, which might assist in her pain and mobility. Another particularly anti-inflammatory food is turmeric. If you eat turmeric and you have it alongside some black pepper, the absorption of the turmeric and those anti-inflammatory effects is increased by 2,000%. And we've had people that just eat too much and can't stop eating some of those treats, some of those alcohol drinks. It's a lot of really social people. So when we saw Ron, he had a habit of eating a few too many treats, possibly when he wasn't really hungry. So we were able to give him strategies of setting a timer so that if he felt like a sweet treat but wasn't really hungry, we put a little bit of a time barrier in place so he had less impulsive eating, which we all know we do, and we go for those sweet and unhealthy foods that lead to weight gain. So we were able to get Ron out of that habit of just eating mindlessly. So looking at all of these people we've met over the whole of the last year, there's some really common themes and common dietary solutions to their problems. I like to refer back to a healthy plate. And the healthy plate's really easy to stick to. You don't need to worry about grams of things and calories. It's more about making sure that for most of your meals, not all of them, that your food looks like it does on this plate. Half of your plate is filled with those non-starchy vegetables. So looking at salads, steamed vegetables, stir fries, curries that help fuel that healthy gut microbiome that we've talked about and help fill us up with fibre, and fibre is the key to then keeping that weight off because we don't feel hungry. We've also got a quarter of the plate, which is about a palm-sized serve of protein. Now, protein's been a key thing that we've focused on throughout this journey because it keeps muscle mass on. It helps to keep weight down because we are satisfied and we feel that we don't need to keep eating all those extra junk foods. The last part of the plate is the carbohydrate section. And look, for some people in this series, they're carrying a little bit of extra weight. So we've suggested that they perhaps reduce this part of the plate down a little bit more with more protein and vegetables. We're coming in and making some small changes which are going to lead to really big health impacts. And then our participants are going to be able to really enjoy their retirement without having to give up all of the things they love. So that's a wrap for Living Proof for us for the last 12 months, and we look forward to seeing you again next season.
Well, there we are. Many stories over the season, all of them completely unique to the individual, but some great collective learnings almost through each of those stories.
Yeah.
What I found interesting is you can be thinking, I'm making all the right decisions. This food is perfectly healthy, and I'm fine to continue as I'm doing. And then when we get educated, we understand that not everything is what it seems.
No, like the cereal, for example. Do you think that's a healthy cereal? 15 teaspoons of sugar. Like you'd never put that in a coffee.
No, crazy. So some really wonderful learnings there. And the realisation that sometimes really small changes can pay big dividends on your overall health as your body ages.
Yeah, even the smaller portions. You know, still enjoy it, just smaller portions.
Can make all the difference.
Yeah. All right. Well, next up, we're going to meet Ellen, who is struggling with her style and wants something that's more fresh, fashionable and comfortable.
Hi everyone, I'm about to meet Ellen. She has been a midwife for over 30 years, bringing so much joy and happiness to other people's lives. I couldn't think of anyone more deserving for this makeover than Ellen. So let's go meet her. Well guys, thanks so much for having me. It's so nice. Yeah, it's so nice to meet you. What I'm most excited about is your role as a midwife. I think how amazing. Tell me a bit about that.
I was a midwife for 30 years. Really loved it. Very much a privilege and a pleasure to be there at the birth of every child. Unfortunately, it wasn't always the best outcomes, but thank heavens 99.9% of the time it was.
It's quite amazing, really. No, well,
Proud.
proud, proud.
So she deserves some self-care, doesn't she?
Oh, yes.
She deserves some pampering.
Oh, I agree, yes, definitely. Such a wonderful woman, just what she's gave people in life. And so, yeah, so deserves it. So
you heard that?
Good luck.
Good luck. Time for some self-care.
I'm going to need a tissue.
No.
No, it's not. It's sort of, you know, your partner supports you, but to hear him say something like that, he's not a man that says that very often.
Oh, so, that's lovely.
No, but yes.
No, fantastic woman. Been out there for the people that, as far as her midwife goes, helping people.
Nurse, you put other people first. Yeah. You always put other people first. So yeah, to have that reversed would be lovely.
Let's head into your wardrobe and have a little chat about the pieces. Well, what do you find is going wrong on a daily basis for you?
I tend to stay in the same style. I tend to find what I'm wearing, I find it frumpy. I find I'm buying the same thing, wearing the same sort of colours.
Yeah, I can see here you've got lots of the same shape, different pattern.
Yeah, and basically I don't tend to go for a lot of colour or anything even trendy. I just sort of don't tend to go towards it. I tend to go towards the more muted and colours that hide.
Okay.
What I see is my inadequacies.
Well, we need to reprogram that. Yes. I hear that from many women. It's just we don't put ourselves first. No. We don't invest in the self-care. No. And we let ourselves go a little bit, and then we get to a point of, oh my gosh, I don't even know who I am anymore.
No, you don't. And as you age, you change, your body changes, and finding something that keeps you feeling young and feeling vibrant when you're not always that way.
As women, we often wear many hats and we take on the role as carer. For Ellen, she has done that all her life, but it's time for some self-care and pampering. Turn around. I'm going to show her how to just incorporate 3 key looks to build a perfect wardrobe. It starts with a black pant or a jean, that's a really great fit, a classic shirt in a block colour, all white, and a structured handbag. These are building blocks to a perfect wardrobe. And I think you're a gorgeous woman, inside and out.
Thank you.
I know you're going to look absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to give you something a little bit edgy.
That'd be lovely.
I think, I see there's a woman in there just ready to bring out that edgy.
So what are you bringing out the tiger?
I am. I'm going to bring out the tiger, Angela. You're going to hear her roar.
Watch out.
Sounds great.
Let's go. Let's go make you beautiful.
Oh, isn't she a lovely lady, Ellen? I'm looking forward to seeing that makeover. I mean, some me time is what she needs. She's worked for so many years as a midwife, so good on you, Ellen. Good on Ange.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing how it all comes together.
Yep, can't wait.
Right now, though, it's time to meet Stephen Fennick once again, editor of Tech Guide, joining us to talk about technology myths.
Oh, this will be interesting. Hey, Stephen.
Hi guys, this is our Mythbusters episode. There's plenty out there.
Okay, first one. You know when when your phone falls down the toilet, or in the lake, or in the pool, or what? It's wet.
Yes.
Can you throw it in rice and does it work?
No, it doesn't. That's been a common myth for quite a while because of the properties of rice. You know yourself. You do cook with rice, it soaks up a lot of water, and people thought, well, that's going to withdraw all the moisture out of my phone. Doesn't work. Thankfully, though, today, most phones are water resistant. So if you do happen to dunk them, they're going to be fine, but you don't need to reach for the rice anymore.
Okay, that's good to know. What about charging all night long?
It's okay to do it now. Back when the battery technology wasn't as advanced as it is today, it could actually damage your battery, sort of overcharging. But today, even the phone is smart enough to know what time, it sort of gets used to what time you wake up and unplug your phone from charge. So what it does, normally your phone will charge to about 80% and then have it at 100% by the time you wake up. So it is a lot smarter than what it is, but it is still safe to have it plugged in all night.
Amazing.
That's why it's a smartphone.
I got it.
Yeah. What about wireless or cable?
Cable always beats wireless.
Okay.
A lot of people, if they're renovating or building a new home, I tell them wire the house, get everything wired. So put an Ethernet connection in every room so they can connect their devices back to the modem physically with a cable. Wireless works great most of the time, but nothing beats a cable.
Yeah.
Look, speaking of cable, Steve, is it worthwhile spending a lot of money to ensure you've got the top end cables for better quality audio or video? What do you think?
Personally, I think you don't need to spend big money. A $20 cable is as good as a $150 cable. I can't tell the difference.
Right.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, now Mac, and I do have a Mac. I was told that it doesn't, it's protected because it doesn't get any of the scams, malware. Is that true?
You have a false sense of security. Unfortunately,
really?
Macs do get viruses. The reason you don't hear about a lot of viruses is because hackers try to go for the biggest possible audience, and that's Windows users.
Yes.
So that's why the most common virus or malware is Windows based, but Apple Macs do get viruses from time to time. So if it's connected to the internet, any computer, my advice is get internet security software to protect yourself, whether you're using a Mac or a PC.
Okay, great to know.
Okay.
I'm big on photos. I'm always trying to capture moments. More megapixels. Does it mean better quality?
No, it doesn't. So it is a numbers game for a lot of customers. They assume, more megapixels must take a much better photo. So having a lot of pixels doesn't mean better quality pixels. So it's all down to the sensor of your camera or your phone that determines the quality of the photo, not the megapixels.
Wow, you've uncovered so much stuff today.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah,
That is fantastic.
really enlightening. Thanks so much, Steve.
No worries, guys.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know half that.
No.
Actually, probably all of it. Coming up next, Graham visits Australia's own Silver City.
Well, it's been a long trip, but I am excited to be here. We are in Australia's largest and oldest mining town of Broken Hill, and it's located in the far west of New South Wales, just near the South Australian border. Now, it's often referred to as the Silver City, and it's rich in history. It has a vibrant artistic community and some great pubs, cafes and restaurants. Let's take a look. So, Gigi, can you tell me a little bit about the origins of the town?
The Syndicate of Seven. These fellows used to work on a ship station, which is the origin of Broken Hill.
How did the town get its name?
So originally we had indigenous people here called the Williakali people who gave the name Williama to the area because it had a blackout crop full of very uneven rocks and it looked like a broken hill, and the word Williama actually means the hill that is broken.
So Christine, you're the curator of this incredible railway museum. How did it all come about?
Well, in 1883, of course, silver, lead and zinc was discovered in Broken Hill. By 1887, it was really understood that they needed a reliable source of transport to get the ore to port.
Wow, so what can visitors expect to see when they come here?
We have a huge amount of railway memorabilia, a wonderful migrant museum. We have the hospital museum, which is dedicated to the history of the Broken Hill hospitals. We have a transport pavilion, and we have a fun fair.
And this beautiful old stone building out the front.
The railway station itself, of course, it's a stone building built in 1905.
Wow. Sarah, this place is absolutely spectacular. It's like a step back in time.
We are still operating on the 1956 version. We've got the museum and into like a little lounge room. We get a lot of visitors from all over Australia.
It's incredible. What's one of the specialties here?
We've got vanilla malt with nutmeg, and then we've got the green lime spider.
This is the Pro Heart Art Gallery. It's been here since the 70s. It was built at the bequest of Pro Heart's wife. It was just his garage initially, and it was full of masterpieces that Pro Heart had collected, and it was his wife's idea to turn it into a gallery so that it could be shared with all of Broken Hill.
Wow. So there's a lot of landscape pictures here. Do you think that's because of where we grew up in this area, and that's where you got the inspiration for those pictures?
Well, Broken Hill is a very colourful town, and I think Pro loved depicting the characters and the stories that came out of this town.
So we're here in the iconic Palace Hotel, made even more famous by the movie Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. And I'm with one of the owners, Esther. Esther, this place is just unbelievable. Tell me more about it.
It is quite a fascinating building. Originally built in 1889. The first mural painting was done by Mario Cellotto, who owned the building from the mid-1970s. And then all of the other wonderful mural paintings that we see were done by an Indigenous artist, Gordon Way.
How many rooms?
We've got 46 accommodation rooms upstairs, including the famous Priscilla Suite. Hotel was used as a central set for the movie, and then we also celebrate our link, I guess, with the movie every year with our Broken Hill Festival.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about that.
It happens in September every year. It sort of runs between a 3 to 5 day program. Close the street off next door. We have a massive street parade, main stage outside, sort of as much ABBA and drag as you can handle, really.
And you've got a stage in here as well, out the back?
We do, so always doing touring shows at coming through town, regular drag shows, karaoke, live music, that sort of thing.
Wow. Well, Broken Hill, I've really enjoyed this town. And you know, it's easy to see why it's Australia's first heritage listed city. It's full of beautiful old buildings that immediately give you that sense of nostalgia as you wander around. And you can quickly see why Pro Heart was so inspired by life here. From the mining history to the vibrant arts, culture and food scene, Broken Hill is a must for your next adventure. But as always, don't take my word for it. Come and check it out for yourself.
Well, there we go. That had everything in it, including a little bit of a dance on stage.
I loved it. The vest, the moves. He's got it all.
I don't know where he got the vest.
What about Broken Hill Festival? I love that too.
Yeah, Broken Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. There was so much to love there. I've got to say, I think that's my favourite out of all of Graham's places.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed digging into what Broken Hill is all about. And the one thing that I really didn't understand was just how rich art informs that community.
Yeah.
And the legacy of Pro Heart's great work.
Yeah, how beautiful was
Some
that?
of the architecture in those buildings was absolutely stunning.
Oh, I know. Can't wait for his next one.
Yeah.
But right now, it is time to reveal the new look Ellen.
Hi everyone, well it's time for Ellen's reveal. She prefers things a little intimate and low-key, so we've gathered a few close friends to celebrate her new look. Let's go.
Cheers.
Give her a kiss, George. It's not something I prioritise. You always put other people first, so you. And as you age, you change. Your body changes.
Hello everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. She is so full of confidence. I can't wait for you to see her. Come on, Ellen. We loosened up Ellen's blunt bob with a loose wave and keeping the end straight for a fashion-forward edge. A smoky eye adds mystery and the pop lip adds fun. I absolutely love her makeup look. A classic oversized shirt can be styled many ways and is a wardrobe must. The coated leather look jean is the absolute hero piece in the look. It fits like a glove and looks on trend but still age appropriate. And the final key item to complete her look is a black structured bag, which will be a forever piece and always add style to any look.
It's still looking after yourself and finding something that keeps you feeling young and feeling vibrant.
Sensational!
Very good. He lives across the road.
I've done it, you know.
Sensational.
Oh, thank you.
My beautiful wife, who will be married for 13 years on Monday. This is a great wedding anniversary.
Like I said to you, I haven't felt this good since my wedding day.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay, that is one of my favourite makeovers. I love everything about it. It's fashion forward, it's adaptable. I mean, she can wear the leatherette pants with anything else, other tops and shirt, wear that over your jeans. I just love it. I love it.
She looked marvellous. What I love about that segment is it takes bravery and a lot of courage to decide I'm going to put myself out there and go for a complete transformation. And for Ellen, it absolutely worked.
Yeah, we did hear behind the scenes that she was a bit hesitant about the leatherette pants, then she didn't want to take them off.
Oh, that's the same for all of us.
You got to go out of your comfort zone sometimes.
Well, that wraps up yet another episode. We're grateful to all our amazing guests who have invited us into their homes, got out of their comfort zones and shared their favourite travel experiences with us.
And we can't forget Graham, Carly, Ange and Stephen, who all help us become living proof that life just gets better with age.
Until next time.
Take care, everyone.